Hello, brothers and sisters. It's Mike from We Are the Saints. So I have another message here today. But before I get started on that, I wanted to just reach out and thank everybody for their emails, their comments. I have tried to, with the Lord's help, reply to every email and send out whatever you were asking for. In particular, the instructions from the video about what left behind. So I tried to reach out to everybody. Some it was delayed. I was receiving hundreds of emails, so it was tough to reply in a timely manner. So I apologize, but most of you should have received something from me, some sort of reply. If you haven't, I apologize, but there must be a reason for that. I think I'm up to date with all my emails. Pretty sure I am. But I wanted to thank you. All of them have been very uplifting and fulfilling for me. I really enjoy the feedback, and I just enjoy talking about the Lord. I enjoy talking about Jesus. So whenever I have the opportunity, I will. And when I got this particular message, the Lord was saying that He wanted me to, thank you for replying and reaching out, but also to really to try and help you understand. If this is the first time you've been at this channel, this is the first video. I want you to understand that this channel is all about the love of Jesus and the love that He has for you. When I was introduced to Jesus about 6 years ago or so, it was a complete transformation for me. And it was a Jesus that I never knew. I didn't know this type of Jesus. I thought God and the Lord and Jesus were a little more distant. They weren't nearly as close as I thought they were, or thought He was. And I thought that perhaps He was more of, like if you're not doing what He asks you to do, He's disappointed in you. And it's going to take some time for Him to come back to you. But my experience showed me that that couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. And that also that much of what is being taught in the churches of men does not line up with who Jesus truly is, just as He tried to explain to the Pharisees of the day that the kingdom of heaven was right before them, and they could not recognize it. They could not recognize Him. And so that's very similar to what's happening today. Like the love of Jesus that I have have been able to realize and understand is completely different than what I thought. And this channel is devoted. This is the Lord's channel. It's not mine. I just serve it. This channel is designated or specifically set up to show you how much Jesus loves you, like how much He truly, truly loves you, and also to warn the people of what's coming, to blow the trumpet, to make straight their paths, because every mountain will be brought low, and every valley will be made high, and everything will be leveled and allowing the Lord to return to a people or a place that have been told who He is, that He's coming back. Be prepared. I am one who is crying out in the wilderness. Make straight your paths. That's what this channel is all about. So I really hope that you have ears to hear and you hear the voice of the Lord through me, and you are able to feel His heart, and that He really does love His creation. and it's for me it's difficult. I try and do the best I can to really show his feeling in the messages and how he feels about the particular message, and how he wants to project that to you, the listener, and how much he loves you. So that's that. So if it's the first time, welcome. If you've been here for a while, thank you for continuing to support it and getting the messages out and sharing them, or even just, if you're using these messages to spread the gospel, great. I mean, do whatever you have to do to get these messages out. Again, and I've said before, these aren't my messages. The Lord has made it known very clearly you don't need my permission to share these messages. You don't need my permission to write them out, talk to people about it, tell them it's the Lord's message, the Lord's words. His only stipulation is that you don't try and gain anything from it, either with money or with material goods or possessions. That's it. Just don't take anything for it. As I do not. I do not ask, and I do not take. I have had some people who have asked me, and I've politely just declined. And I think it's very sweet that they have, but it's not necessary. So thank you. So this message is for a lot of us, including myself at times, and I'd like you to ponder on this and take it to the Lord. Take everything you hear from me, take it to the Lord, and make sure this is either for you or that you have confirmation that it is from the Lord. Don't take my word for it. And I have a little bit of, the Lord has asked me to elaborate on a few things, so I'll do that when I go through. But so we can get started. It's been 7 minutes already, so I'm going to just speak to you what the Lord spoke to me. I came to him a couple days ago, and I said, Lord, I know you want your flock to understand a few things. So what is on your mind? And he immediately said, "You are my dove." So I then said, I'm really sorry that I haven't been focusing a lot of my time on your needs, Lord. I've been just feeling busy, and I really should try and focus back on you. And I said, please give me the graces to overcome this, my slothfulness or my procrastination, whatever it's called. And the Lord immediately said, he says, I know all about it. I see what's going on in your life. You are up against some serious pushback from the enemy, and he is furious with you. So I said, well, Lord, I'm very thankful for the strength that you give me every day to keep on going, because I certainly couldn't do it on my own. There are some days where I like to give up, but you are so faithful to me that you help me when I get down or when I get frustrated. The Lord continued, what I'm most proud of, Mike, is your determination to keep going. I do hear you say things like, I will never stop no matter what the enemy throws at me. I will try and persevere. And that's all that I need from you. The will to want to keep going. And then I'll do the rest. All my beloveds, to watch you continue speaking and loving others in full opposition from those close to you is truly a sight to behold. You are truly in the fight and willing to be courageous in the face of overwhelming odds. My children, you will see how much you have suffered when you come to be with me and review your life. So they're here. At this point, I asked the Lord, I said, can we just kind of touch on this whole life review you've been showing me over the last couple of years? And the Lord replied, what do you want to know? I said, well, I'm really nervous, and I feel kind of ashamed of some of the things I've done in the past. My son, my sweet sons and daughters, the Lord continued, those whose names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life have nothing to fear. This will be a time of retrospect, an understanding of past sins and how you and I overcame those sins, and how your love and mine covered a multitude of those. I washed them away, and no more do I see them. No, I do not. Man will say, I forgive, but I do not forget. But I say, I forgive and forget. Those who do not know me will have a very different experience. They will condemn themselves. Can we move on from this? And I said, yes, of course. I knew that was enough, that he didn't want to touch on this topic too much. So then he continued on with what he was asking, which was, my beloved children, my prophet Elijah was a faithful man and devoted everything to me and thought nothing of his life. But even he had his limits. He ran away from Ahab and Jezebel, and I strengthened him as he ran away. And I called to him, as I call on you all, why are you here? How did you get to where you are? My doves, your first enemy is yourself, and the second is the devil. Many times I try to correct you, but you get in your own way. And oh, you hear me all right, but you're just not listening. So I have to stand back and wait for you to come to terms with your own stubbornness. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait until you hit rock bottom. Does this make me an evil taskmaster, vengeful and ready to condemn you? Children, you are truly listening to the devils at this point, not me. They will say things to you like, you have it all figured out, or I'm in complete control over all of this. Or he'll say, this is hopeless, and you're never going to get over this. Does this sound familiar? If it does, then you've fallen for the trap, full of lies and false promises. My beloved, you can do nothing without me. Going through trials and difficult times are impossible with man alone, but with God, all things are possible. Can you trust me, my beloved? Are you able to let go of the worldly troubles and give it all to me? Isn't it wonderful that you have a rescuer in the heart of the storm, and all you have to do is reach out with your hand and I will lift you up? And then I came in at this point and I was like, I said, but only if we trusted you completely, it would be that simple. I mean, so then the Lord continues, says, family struggles, financial difficulties, stress at your job, emotional and relationship tensions, just give it all to me. But the question is, or better, so the question is, can you? Or better yet, will you? Here is a tip for you. The sooner you understand that seeking my approval and not man's approval in all your life situations, the sooner pride can be dealt with. Yes, my beloved children. Sorry, let me repeat that. Yes, my beloved children, pride. Did I not say your first enemy is yourself? Second is the devil. Pride keeps you from truly giving it all to me. So I'm waiting for you to reach out with a true heart for me. I'm waiting with all of my heart for you. My arms are open wide. I want to shower you with graces to move forward and persevere. So you see, my dove, I'm not an evil taskmaster. You have to be honest with yourself and stop listening to the enemy. Come to me quickly so I can restore you and we can move on. Can you do that? Be honest. Ask me for help. It's what I truly want to do for you. I truly do. There is no sense in being ashamed, for I know your weaknesses. I know your faults, and I still love you. So it was at this point he sort of stopped, and the Lord and I were having a conversation just ourselves. And he wanted me to sort of elaborate on a few things that I have found out over the years from the Lord. So essentially, what he's talking about here is he knows whatever situation you're in, he already knows if you're going to fall. And he already knows you're going to fail. So the question is, how quickly are you going to get back up? He wants you to understand that wallowing in whatever is happening is not helping you. If you're sitting back and you are worried that the Lord is upset with you or you've severely fallen, then you need to have a mind shift and understand that Jesus is the best Father. He really is. When you've fallen, ask him for help, say you're sorry, get back up and say, let's keep on going. What do I need to do now? This, a lot of times, is what he's waiting for. If you are consistently doing something and you're saying to yourself, well, I'm going to fix this next week, or I'm going to take care of this, and then we're going to be good, you're just falling for the lies. You're falling for the lies. When you know there's something that's happening in your life and you know it's not right and you feel the conviction, you got to go to the Lord right away and you've got to present it. The enemy doesn't want you to present it because they don't want you to get over it and keep going. It's the devils that want to condemn you and keep you there and keep you depressed and keep you anxious. When you give it to the Lord and say, I can't deal with this. This is way too big for me. I want to get over this. I have the will to want to accomplish and get past this. That's when the Lord runs in and he takes you by the hand and he tells you how much he loves you and he starts setting things in motion to get you out of it. But he can't do that unless you have the will to want. It's the same as forgiveness. There are some people in your life that you say to yourself, how can I possibly forgive this person? Well, I tell you, as the Lord told me, go to him and say, Lord, I know you've said that you want me to forgive everyone. This person, this situation, I'm having a hard time forgiving, but Lord, I want you to know that in my heart, I have the will to want to forgive them. He takes care of the rest. He takes care of the rest. That's what he's looking for. A lot of your trials and a lot of your tribulations, a lot of the testing that he's doing for you has nothing to do with the test. It has everything with how you react to it. Are you going to get back up? Are you going to feel sorry for yourself? Are you going to dust yourself off and say, Lord, that didn't work out so well, but let's try it again? What more would a father want from their child? So that's what we were talking about. And so at the end here, he said, man cannot understand how much I love them. Tell them, my son. Tell them how much I truly love them. Tell them. Tell them I love them. And that was the end. God bless you, brothers and sisters. We'll see you on the next video. Shalom.